Hello, hello. How's it going? Sketchy, Val. What is up? Val, thank you for the lurk. Oh, that's too bright. That's perfect. Okay. We're gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going with that. Whatever I was doing. I think it was I was trying to I know I just made the piano, but I wanted to make sure that guest groups spawn procedural guests and not story guests. So I need to figure out how they're populated. I kind of don't remember. Receive guest group. Inactive to ready to offer. Ah, this one. Offer guest group. Offered. Discover. I don't remember how this works. Add NPC to guest group. Here we go. This helps. Hmm. Music's a little loud, isn't it? Ab, how's it going? Lurking while I try to learn Godot. Good luck. Good luck. Wish you the best. I know you can do it. Group members dot add NPC. Oh, who's calling this? Add NPC to guest group. The spawn guest group system. Move NPC to guest group queue. Okay. So now what I need to do is move NPC to queue. So NPC queue type. Queue type. Move NPC to guest group queue. Who calls this? The guest group system calls it. Accept guest group. So this takes in a guest group. And it tells us what spawn queue to put them in. Virtue, how are ya? While amount moved is less than amount. Okay. Zeed Benz, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. I'm doing all right, Virtue. Doing all right. Hey, well, welcome in. How's it going? So yeah, I'm reviewing code that I've written 2 years ago, and then I wrote it again. Not again, but like I added to it. I made it much more complicated about 6 months ago. Now I'm revisiting it for the third time, and this code is just always so complicated. It's not one of those things that like stays in my brain about how it works. Fanny, how are you? Spawn queue X. What is X? X is 0. If X is already spawned, I go to the next one. But of what? Spawn queue. That's the thing. The spawn queue is it's just the wrong queue. Let's just get the procedural queue. Spawn queue? Procedural guest spawn queue. Okay. Oh man, is it really just a matter of doing this? Wait a minute. Is it really just procedural spawn queue? No. No, 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 no. This. Sorry. This stays. Is it just this? Procedural spawn queue. And then I'm grabbing from this queue instead. That could just be it. The problem is it doesn't shuffle it around. I'm getting them in order. I don't want them in order. I'm frustrated with the dev, so I'm taking a game break and watching you. Fanny, I want to do the same. I feel the same as yesterday. My heart is not here right now. It was almost here. I was having a pretty good day until some stupid dog stuff, but yeah, my heart's just not in it today either. I'm just trying my best to keep going mindlessly. Trying to disassociate from the feeling of not wanting to do any work and just do it anyway. It's not easy. So Fanny, I feel you. I feel you. What are you playing? Are you still playing? No. Actually, I don't know what you're playing. What's good today? A fellow dev streamer's game, a look into. Just the demo. Nice. What kind of game is it? What genre? Hadouken. Good morning. It's relaxing and beautiful. That's my favorite kind of video game. It's funny, like, I'm playing Oblivion, and there's something so peaceful about Oblivion, specifically, that, like, the terrain is pretty. It's easy to run around the terrain. It's quiet. It's not filled to the brim with enemies. Even the dungeons are kind of sparse. There's just something quite cozy about Oblivion that I'm experiencing right now that I remember from last time. And then when you want the hustle and bustle, you literally go into the city and you get caught up and swept up in whatever quests you run into. And then you can go back out into the wild where it's nice and quiet. Shoot some enemies with a bow. Nice. All right, so the thing that I want to change here is X. I just want to like make X just be a random number. I don't want to constantly be. I don't want to iterate through it consistently, but I will for now just to see if it looks, just see if it works. It's a secret boy. How's it going? Welcome in. Your game page on Steam reminds me of Dinkum. Maybe better, I'd say. First of all, those are very kind words. Thank you. Second of all, Dinkum is a very good-looking game, and I don't think I'm there yet. I don't think I haven't played Dinkum, but I've watched people play it, and it's very robust and it has a lot of content. So I have a long journey to go to hit that mark. To hit that mark. But yeah, thank you for the words. And welcome in. How are you? All right, I'm just gonna see if this works. It's just gonna grab the top 5 guests every single time. Yeah, it's just gonna grab the top 5 guests every single time. And I just wanna, what do I expect to happen? I expect I don't know, 4 random guests to show up. That's all I expect. 4 random guests show up, and I will be happy. Chill and look for a cozy spot to rest while I code my Godot thingy. I think I found it. Yeah, I try to keep it chilling here. It's very low energy today. Listen to some Ghibli music. Make stuff. All right, so adventure party guest group. We'll say no. I need the role players. Yeah, try sending. Okay, it's sent. Role players fan club. Huzzah! Expires in 3 days. We'll accept the group. Hollis, Mary, and Meta are going to show up. Those are main story guests. Those are not procedural guests. So something else is wrong. How did that happen? How did that happen? So maybe there's another place where I add them. Well, let me follow the full breadcrumb trail. The full breadcrumb trail is action guest group actions. I accept or I offer. Which one is it? Role players. I offer the guest group. Okay, I offer this. And when we offer the guest group, we need to accept it. So the accept button on a letter, we're just going to keep going. Follow the breadcrumb trail. Where is my mailbox? Mailbox canvas, letter panel, letter background, gift buttons, button group, accept button. So what this does is accept button clicked. Okay. Here. Accept button clicked. Well, if there is a guest group attached to the letter, we accept it. Okay. And we get here. And then we move NPC guest group queue. Move to NPC guest group queue. The guest group is the action role player, whatever. And then we get here. And if X is greater than, now it should be this at least. Procedural guest queue. Let's see. Print trying to add npc.npc name to guest group list. Okay. Let's try that again. Give it time, he'll start cussing like a sailor and blaming it all on me. Not today, Finn. Not today. Blame Finn. I'm gonna give Finn a shout out. How about that? Just all the other days then. Don't you want a break? I am emotionally spent. I have such a short fuse today. I can't agitate myself too much. I'm gonna go off the deep end. I'm just so sleep deprived. And I honestly, my mood is based on whatever events have happened to me in the last 20 minutes. And it's like the average of everything that's happened in the last 20 minutes. And it's just, it was getting annoying there for a second. Seeker boy, thank you for the follow. So we accept this group. Trying to add Noah, trying to add Noah, trying to add Noah, trying to add Noah. Okay, we tried to add Noah 4 times and then stopped. What happened? What happened? Trying to add Noah. Move NPC to queue. Oh. Hmm. Oh, here we go. Procedural spawn queue dot remove NPC. So I have to, first of all, I have to remove it from here. That's fine and fair. And then that's that. So I'm removing it from every group it can possibly be in. And then adding it to one of these groups. Also, I need a case spawn queue type procedural. Forgot about this. Okay. What was bothering me? My new dog, my new puppy. He's being a pain. And but it's not his fault. He's just a dumb puppy. But you know, I'm a human being and I take it personally. So just struggling with that. He's a good boy generally. But when we go outside, like he's been outside now for the past 2 weeks. I've been taking him on walks for the past 2 weeks. In the first week, it was like a ramp up of training him on the leash. And he was getting better every day. Better every day. Better every day. On Sunday, he was an angel. We walked so much. We walked for like 2 miles before he was very tired. We came home. It was a great walk. He did very well. He did not pull too much. He behaved. But then something happened yesterday where someone pet him. That's normal. People pet him all the time. He's very cute. And then he stopped walking. And then he'd walk 2 feet and stop walking, and walk 2 feet and stop walking. And it's like, all right, come on, let's go. And finally, at a certain point, he stopped walking 100%. Would not budge. I can pull, I can nudge, didn't matter what I did. He would not walk. I waited. I was very patient. I waited 10, 15 minutes. No, 5 minutes. Not 10, 15. I waited for 5 minutes to see if he'd move. He sat there for 5 minutes. And then he wouldn't like want his treats. I tried to coerce him with treats. Didn't care, which is a red flag. When a dog doesn't want treats, that's difficult because usually it's the best way to like manipulate them. But when a dog isn't food motivated and doesn't want their treats, then they're distracted. They're highly distracted by something. So something was highly distracting him and he would not move. Picked him up, walked half a block down the street, turned a corner, tried to like bring him to a new area, fresh start, put him down, no budge. Okay, that was yesterday. Today, same thing. And it was worse today. It was worse today. So I don't know what he's doing. And it was the same. It was like he was okay. And then someone pet him. And then he kept turning around. He kept turning around. Like, to me, it seemed like, oh, those people pet me and they're not here anymore. We got to go find them. They're left behind. And he's a herding dog. So his whole deal is to like keep herds together. In my mind, my theoretical brain, I'm like, it seems to me like he's trying to herd everyone who's pet him. And he's freaking out that they don't exist anymore. That's my theory. But he was very bad today. Very, very bad. So I had to throw him in like my sling and walk around with him because he just every time I put him down to try it in a new place, he just wouldn't walk. So he's not being very good outside. We're both having animal troubles today, huh? Poor stress boy. Yeah, Finn, what was going on with Mochi? You stopped stream. He was being frantic and doing things that made you yell at him. But what was he doing? What was going on? Yeah, when your animals are like struggling, it's hard to like be okay. All right, so this technically shouldn't this should have still worked because it should have been adding it to the guest group. It just wouldn't have been removing it from here. So this still should have worked. We had the builder here yesterday, and since he's been going around multiple sniffing everything and getting behind stuff like he did when he first arrived. I see. So he's being like extra curious. That curious nature that young animals have is very stressful. Because you're watching them decide whether or not they want to be a little shit or not. And there we go. The cursing starts because Finn's here. All right. Bado, how's it going? If this NPC is spawned, we don't do it. Okay. He's been timed out like 3 times over 2 days, and I didn't want to do it again, so I had to end stream, spend time with him, and make sure he's okay. Yeah, they just want attention, right? Sometimes they just need attention. Strange. Sis's dog did the same thing, but I think they're just lazy. If I put him down and started walking, they would follow a little, but also eventually just stop. Then she would just look at us like we were abandoning her or something. Like, come on, bro, I'm waiting for you. Yeah. Eventually had to just carry them back home. It's very important to me that he is a good dog to walk with. My last dog was decent. She would go very far. And we'd go on very enjoyable walks. We'd explore neighborhoods. It was great. That's half the reason why I got another dog, is to have a walking buddy. So if he is not a good walker, it's going to be quite an adjustment for me. Quite the adjustment. I'll try Alpine Lake again. Last time I couldn't play. I hope I can do it this time. Bado, what happened? Was there a bug or something that stopped you from playing? Or is it confusing? I think it's because I'm talking and he thinks there's only one person I could be talking to, so he comes and sees me. Loki did it as well, talking to stream, and Loki comes over and he's like, there's no one but us, bro. What's up? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what he thinks. I don't know what he thinks. I do have like streams on all day, so there's always talking. There's just always someone talking. So hopefully he's like used to that. Like, oh look, talking happens. Doesn't matter who's in the room, talking happens. But maybe it's confusing him. I don't know. Okay, wait. Trying to add Noah, trying to add Liam, trying to add Elijah, trying to add Mateo. Noah, Liam, Elijah, Mateo. That worked. Maybe I didn't save. Maybe I just didn't save it. No, but the print statement updated. Well, it works now. Now I need 4 rooms. Let me restart this. I couldn't figure out how to play, but I'll try again. Well, let me know if you need any help getting going. And if there's something specific that you're stuck with, you should let me know. Because I need to fix that. That's my fault. If you can't figure out how to play, that's my fault. All right, so I have an in. So they're gonna show up on Wednesday. It doesn't. Why doesn't it like linger for longer? At least I can ride the bike. There we go. There's not much more to the game than riding the bike around. It's kind of the best part. Okay, Hollis, you're not part of the guest group. You are not part of this group. Oh, hello, puppy. Do you want to come hang out with me? You're a good boy. Thank you. Who's this? This is Mary. Wait, Mary, you're not part of the guest group either. I'm looking to stay for 3 nights. Do you have any rooms available? Sorry, I'm fully booked. I have a whole group coming on Wednesday. Sorry, I'm fully booked. Oh, wait, actually, they could have stayed. Right, they're not going to come till Wednesday. I have to fast forward to Wednesday. Spring, Wednesday. Noah will be... Okay, so everyone will be arriving in 2 days. Cool. Everyone will be arriving in 1 day. What does that mean? Does that mean they show up today? I think it means... No, they show up tomorrow. Noah will be arriving tomorrow. That's confusing, right? It should go like, Noah will be arriving in 2 days. And then tomorrow. Not 1 day. Right? One playthrough I had, it just kept spawning bikes. That's fixed now. You played a very buggy build. There's actually, there is a very stupid bug in the demo currently. Guest has arrived off the train. All those guests just arrived. Two days, then tomorrow makes sense. Yeah, Zoranak. Welcome in. How are you? Oh, they don't have names and they don't look right. Oh, that's right. Okay. I'm an idiot. I just realized something stupid. I never incorporated procedural guests into the game other than my debug spawn procedural guest button. And that button did all of the like the prep, the initialization of them. That's why they all look the same. Aaron, how's it going? Aaron, have you come to save us? So I need to do all that prep when they spawn. Okay, how do I do this? Let's close the game. How's Oblivion? Oblivion's fantastic. Although I did something really stupid. I'm just like, sometimes I'm in the mood for side quests. Sometimes I'm in the mood for main quests. And sometimes I just want to run around and like chill in the environment. And yes, everyone, shout out to Aaron. And I was in the mood for some side quests. So I'm just exploring. I'm running around looking for side quests. And I come across this thing. And I'm like, oh, this looks like a fun side quest. That's an interesting introduction to it. And I go through this portal. And it takes me to another world. And now I'm in the DLC. And it's like, it's been like 7 hours. I'm stuck in the DLC. Which I'm not like upset by it, but I just wasn't prepared to completely shift from doing like main Oblivion stuff to whatever this crazy DLC is, which is its own gigantic thing. Quadruple yeah, they're all quintuplets. Is that it? Quintuplets? He's being very cute right now. He knows how to be cute when he wants to be. So Here we go. Spawn procedural guest. So these are the things I need to do when I spawn a procedural guest. I need to initialize them with the NPC that is spawning, and I need to set their random appearance based on their name and their gender bias. And then I need to, that's it. This is all I need to do. So maybe I have a, maybe I put this in a function that's like process procedurally spawned guest. Oh, dang. Yo, Tino. Tino, how's it going? Wait. Scorpion, welcome in. Mr. Seal, thank you for the follow. Tino, how was your stream today? What did you get up to? Raiders, welcome in. Everyone, shout out to Tino Plus Ultra. Raiders, if you don't know who I am, my name is Andrew. Working on like a cozy life sim Innkeeper-Sim called Alpine Lake. Scorpion, thank you for the follow. Listillo, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Stream went really well. Took a few weeks off, back to coding, and told everyone all about you. Me? Well, thank you. Tino, what do you want to share with us today? What do you got? How's Shadowbreakers doing? Everyone, if you don't know Tino, he's working on this game. It's kind of like a third-person action RPG. There's a demo. I'm sorry, I didn't have it full screened. Rude. It's like GTA. You can play as different characters. Available spring 2025. Wait a minute. Tino, you know what that means? That means this game is coming out in the next few weeks? Is that true? Also, Katzen Baron, welcome in. Mikoto Snowtime, welcome in. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for showing up so strong. Appreciate all the follows. But yeah, welcome in everybody. Tino, how did your demo launch go? Are you happy with the players and any kind of feedback you've gotten and the numbers? Happy to see a fellow Unity C sharper. Yeah, I'm in Unity. Here, this is what I got going on. This is the trailer to my game, if anyone's curious. Also, everyone, click the link. We gotta wishlist that thing. I gotta wishlist Tino's game. Very happy, honestly. I had tons of feedback and improvements. Nice. Life happened. I had to bump it back a little bit. We're still on track. Okay. I'm sorry that life happened. Life tends to happen. Also, is that there's a little green screen dot right there. There we go. Kratesh, how's it going? Hey, that's now. It's spring. Yeah, Aaron, right? Mega cozy. Mega cozy is indeed the idea. But yeah. So today, I don't know what I'm working on. I'm kind of working on random stuff. I have this mechanic in the game where a group of guests will come to your inn for a specific reason, such as a group of Dungeons and Dragons players want to come and have a Dungeons and Dragons retreat at your inn, or a group of businessmen want to have a meeting, or a yoga retreat they want to come and all do yoga together. Whatever. I have a bunch of them, and before I used to spawn every character that came to your inn was like a handcrafted uh, NPC with a background and a story and like and relationship points and a gift that they give you when you reach a certain relationship point, like relationship value with them. And that was too much for guest groups, because guest groups come all the time, or at least they can if you want them to. And I'm gonna run out of guests. Like I only have like 30 of those. So if I want like a group of like 7 guests to come, that's like 1/3 of every guest I've created that shows up you're in every time. So what I did was a couple of weeks ago, I created procedural guests. I have like 400 of them now. They don't have backstories. They just have a name and they look a certain way, and that's that. So now I'm transferring all the guests that show up in these guest groups to be procedural guests. The only story they have is to complete this group event, whatever it is. So it can be nice and procedural. Tino, seriously, I appreciate the raid. You're always very nice to me. I don't know why. A convention in town, exactly. What kind of convention can be in town? Miko, thank you. Thank you for keeping your eye on it. This really looks like a game I'd play just to relax and stuff. Yeah, thank you. That's the idea. It's not supposed to be like this difficult, big, grand game. It's just, whatever one person can make. Any tips on how you deal with fatigue from working on an indie game? Do you ever feel or get burnt out? Yes, I feel burnt out right now, right this very moment. The past 2 weeks, I'm so burnt out, and honestly, I haven't felt burnt out like this in the last 4 years. But one thing that helps is streaming, because I get on here and I just have to work on it. I don't play games when I stream. I only work in the game, so streaming keeps me in the habit of working on the game. And getting feedback from players keeps me going. Like if you're feeling really low motivation, get someone to try your game. And if you get like any bit of positive feedback, your brain will latch onto that and drive you to find more positive feedback out there. I mean, I guess everyone's different. I function very well when I get positive feedback from the game. It makes me want to make the game better and get more positive feedback. So that's one way to get motivation. Share your work with people and just get out there and join a community. Join a community that can join a community that resonates with you, that will keep you going, and you provide to the community as well to keep them going. And it's a very nice symbiotic relationship. So community, feedback. I don't know. I think being a public dev is good. I think it's good. And I'm not saying go stream, but I am saying go find like-minded people in a community that you like talking to, and then you can all grow together. Bart, how's it going? Cosplayers. Yes, cosplayers. I want LARPers. I want LARPers to come, and I want them to run around in the forest shooting fake lightning bolts at each other. That's what I want one of the guest groups to be. I'm still in very early prototype, and getting through that early stage has been so tiring. It is hard. I didn't have anyone play this game until like a year and a half. And then I finally had someone play. But I was like showing off screenshots here and there. And some people were like looking over my shoulder while I was making it. And that was a long year and a half that I should have started letting people play way sooner. Way sooner. Tino, thank you. I want to try LARPing so bad. Get out there. Just get out there and start LARPing all by yourself. Someone will join you. Maybe. That being said, I need to get some sleep. Have a good rest of your stream. Tino, thank you for the raid. Thank you for the bits. Thank you for those hype sleep bits. And have a good night's sleep. Everyone go follow Tino. LARPing is so fun. I've never done it. All right, so what did I do? I got guests to spawn, procedural guests, but they didn't do any initialization, and I was just about to write some code to make them do that. So private process procedural guest. Procedurally spawned guest. We take in a game object. And we need the NPC. All right, so now when I spawn a guest, I just need to throw this code. Easy. And let's move this function up to somewhere special. So where do I spawn guests? Try spawn. Here we go. Spawn NPC. Right here. Move object to scene. Spawn guest. Let's see. I only want to do this if spawn game object. I only want to do this if they're procedurally generated guests. So how do I check? If NPC dot is procgen. Well, that was easy. Okay, I think it's good. Looking at the followers chart of Alpine Lake, it looks like it's going great now, over 800. You'll get popular upcoming, which is going to make it even higher on release. Maybe that's something to think about when you feel tired of working on it. Bart, you're right. Based on the numbers like that I get and that I have, I should feel great about my chances. But, you know, we're human beings. That doesn't always mean happiness. Like, if I know if there's a chance that Alpine Lake can do well, that doesn't mean I can be happy all the time and not feel burnt out. One of the problems is, like, I have decent numbers, but I'd say half my wish lists are from an interaction that Pirate Software had with my game and a YouTube video I uploaded about it. And I got a lot of Pirate Software crew wishlisting my game because of that. And I would say that doesn't mean that Pirate Software's viewers don't play cozy games, but it is a lot of game devs that support other game devs. Game devs are very nice people, and we support each other. So a lot of those wish lists are like game devs supporting other game devs. I have a feeling that those are going to be a low conversion rate. And that's half my wish lists. So we'll see. I don't know. Killiga! Tiny pirate software. Also, I woke up yesterday. The first thing I did at 5:50 in the morning. Yes, I wake up at 5:50 in the morning. I look at my phone. First email in my inbox is, "Thank you so much for submitting to the Cozy Family Friendly Games Festival. So sorry, but you are not in it. we have not gone with you." And I've been rejected from a lot. I had high hopes for that one. I really did. I thought I'd make it into that one. But no, I didn't. There were only I think there was only 60 slots. No, there were 50 slots for up and coming games. And there were like 1,700 games submitted. And I don't know how many of those were released or how many of them were up and coming, but I didn't get in. And it hurts sometimes when I don't get into these festivals. Just back to back to back to back. Because I didn't get into wholesome games either. And it's like, oh, these are like my major, absolute major categories, and I can't even get into these festivals. So, you know, just makes you feel like, oh, I guess I'm not like part of the pack. I'm just trying to keep up as best I can. Anyway, that's downer stuff. We're gonna move on from that. So yeah, I struggle with motivation for sure. This game is kind of like a snowball, though. It's grown to be a very big snowball, and it's going downhill, and I almost can't even stop it. I have to work on it at this point. I have to. Wishlist or wishlist, Steam will promote it. I hope so. When you played Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, how difficult was the Sea Serpent boss fight? Midgar's. Oh, yeah, that one. I finally defeated it after 6 attempts. The serpent. Okay, so I got really lucky on that fight. I'm pretty sure I got down to like 1 health with one character left, and then I beat it. I remember that being very close. I don't think I game overed, though. I didn't game over on that. But I remember being like so lucky. Like, I remember thinking to myself, oh, I shouldn't have won that one. Because I was still trying to remember how to play and figure it out. It took like all game to find the rhythm of dodging, blocking, and attacking. And like, doing the moves that are appropriate for battle. Like I kind of just run in and smash buttons half the time. That was definitely a button smashy battle. All right, this should work now. Let's check it out. I didn't get into the City Builder Fest recently. Yeah, that sucks. That sucks. Bart, if you feel like sharing your game here, you can be in the 20 seconds on my stream festival. You get 20 seconds on my stream. Let's take a look at it. You've shown it off before. I feel like I've seen it. I also lucked my way through that fight. Yeah, I remember that one being tough. Kilika, good morning. How are you? I'm enjoying watching your playthrough of Oblivion because we have such different playstyles that I'm always curious of playing the game like the way you're playing it, but I always play the same way. Oh wait, I'm like ignoring these guests because I'm like, oh, those are story guests. They're not the right ones, but no, they're correct. Look, they say Noah, Liam, Mateo, Elijah. They're all here. And if I check them in, let me check. Crownbound Fantasy Kingdom. I have not seen this. You know how I know? Because it's not wishlisted. Now it is. Hold up. We're gonna watch the trailer. Everyone, this is Bart Mamser's game. This looks good. This looks really good. Oh god. Or those poor guys. Crownbound. That's a good name. I like that name. Everyone get on there. Is this the demo? This is the demo page. Oh, you can play the demo. Cool. Good stuff. Also, did everyone wishlist Shadow Breakers? Check out my game Clown Town. Is that true? Jiggly Bits? How's your playthrough going? Are you not a mustache rage mage? No. So every Elder Scrolls game I play, I always flock to the same character type. I'm a predominantly I predominantly use the bow. I'm always an archer. I'm always a charismatic archer. Always. I Everything is speed, agility, charisma, and I like talking my way out of battles. I like talking my way like into quests. But it's funny that like you do the same thing just with the charm spell. But I'm constantly doing like the persuasion mini game, and yeah, that's how I like to play. And I'm in sneak. I'm literally in dungeons. I'm in sneak mode 60% of the time, just inching around corners and then picking people off. I just love playing that way because they go down quick. You don't get hit. You can run away from them just as fast as they can chase you, so they can't really catch you unless you get stuck in a corner. And that's how I like to play. I like to play with the bow. You're kidding. Okay. Do you have any recommendations for connecting instruments to a PC? As in ones that don't require me to give up a kidney on the black market to pay for it. Sneaky Archer is OP, yeah. It is kind of OP. But it just feels so good to one shot to one shot enemies with like the 3 times sneak bonus. It's the best. You just pop them off and you feel like an archer. I feel like an archer when I'm playing. I need to use sneak more. The charm spell is so useful. But as a mage, I don't know. I don't think sneaking helps as a mage. You want to just, I don't know what you want to do. But you only get a sneak bonus. Maybe you should be an archer mage. You should be a mage that uses a bow and arrow and not a dagger. And then sneaking around would be helpful. You cast slow on them, you pop them with a couple of arrows, they're done. But yeah, like I said earlier, I'm stuck in the DLC now. So I've only been playing the game for like 5 hours, even though my save file says 150 hours now. Uh, but yeah, I'm in the DLC, just going through that because I don't know how to get back to the main quest. Okay, they're all here. They're all here. Now I need a role-playing table. Everyone, play your role-playing game. Oh, look at them all go. They put on their wizard hats. Is this how you role play? Is this how you play D&D? You just sit there all politely with your hands on your knees, nodding. Depends on what instrument, but yeah, cheap interfaces and mic setup will do for most. If it's a guitar and budget is low, even a Rocksmith cable works with Fruity Loops. Is that Fruity Loops? Wizard hat is a must. Yeah, right? Everyone gets a wizard hat. How long are they here for? They're here for two days. Roleplay adventure party. Noah in guest room. In room guest room. How long do they play for? Play for a while. We completed this activity. Yay. Oh, look, now they're playing the piano next to each other. Oh, you know what I need? I need a piano playing animation. Maybe that's what I should work on. Kilika, send me some reference. Videotape yourself playing the piano real quick, but like, you know, really elaborate and emotive. Listillo, have a good one. Gonna start my day. Hope y'all have fun and get some good sleeps. Ciao. Take it easy. Thanks for hanging out. All right, so I think this is working. I would, but I just sat down to start work. Oh, man. I'm wondering if I should have, like, the character hit the keyboard per note that you press, or they should just, like, play. I think it would be better if they hit the keyboard with you. I don't know. It could get crazy. Degenerate Neutron, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. I have an 8-string guitar. Just started thinking about an interface to connect it. Have got FL Studio on my radar, but my internet is slow, constant lag. You wouldn't happen to be scouting for musicians, eh? I am not. No. I have a friend who's made all the music for me. All right, so that was a lot easier than I thought that was going to be. So I need a way to like shuffle them up. So I grab randomly, and then I need a way to move them to the back of the queue. When a guest spawns, are they in the list still, or do they just move to the back of the queue? I wonder. Let's see. Managers, spawn guest group. Spawn guest system. Procedural guest spawn queue. I have 400 items here. And Noah, Liam, Elijah, and Mateo are on the top. What happens when they leave? What happens when they leave? Oh, right. Procedural guests don't spawn naturally, so that's the next thing I need to do. Okay. How about that? I'll do that. So how do guests spawn currently? Currently, the end of the day happens. Well, the start of the day happens, and I load the queue. Calculate spawn allowed. What does that mean? Spawn allowed. Okay, so this is where I calculate how many guests are allowed to spawn today. I don't like that. I don't like what it's called. Calculate spawn allowed. Calculate number of spawnable guests today. I don't love that either, but that's what we're going with. Extra allowed. So it's a value between -1 and 3. And then I clamp it at 0 because I just want 0 to be weighted. That's right. That's a very silly way to do that, but whatever. And then it's the amount of bedrooms that I have plus that extra amount. How do I use spawn allowed? Try spawn. Spawn guests plus. If the spawn guests plus registered count is greater than the amount allowed, we return. Is that the only place I use it? Yeah. Okay. Try spawn queue. And this is from the generic spawn queue, which is... So this is the problem now. I think I need to rewrite this whole system. Because now I have to actually lay out where my story-driven guests appear and how they appear and when they leave. Because I think I don't want to do a random day amount between 1 and 3 days anymore. I think the story-driven quest should just... The story-driven guests, they should stick around for as long as their story is going. I feel like they should just never leave unless you kick them, unless you physically kick them out. A story-driven guest should not leave. But what I do need is case spawn queue type dot procedural, and then I kind of want to do this same function. Return try spawn procedural guest spawn queue. Okay. I have to stop doing this also. Sometimes I like to make tons of functions with the same exact name, and I feed it. Oh God. Oh God, Exiled Vigor. Welcome in. Thank you for the raid. Deflux, how is it going? Welcome in, everybody. Exiled, how was your stream? We were just doing lots of cool .NET stuff. Nice. Deflux recommended you. That's very kind of you, Deflux. Exiled. I mean, I know what you got up to now, but how was your stream? And also, welcome in, Raiders. If you don't know who I am, my name's Andrew. I'm working on a cozy life sim Innkeeper-Sim called Alpine Lake. Looks kind of like this. Right now I'm working on how my guests spawn. And I've added hundreds of procedurally generated guests to the game, and I have to figure out how to incorporate them into the game naturally. And it means making all of my main guests. I have to separate them from my everyday random spawn algorithm to some kind of drip fed spawning system where once you complete one character, once you complete their backstory, we move on to the next one and the next one. Maybe they overlap. Maybe they have like, I don't know, shared stories with other guests. I got to figure all that out. It was good. Learned some new stuff about .NET. Always learning something new. Stream was good. Wrote a new command on my streamer bot and did some website stuff. Nice. Do you have anything you want to share? Also, let me snooze these ads. If you have anything you want to share, please feel free. Drop some links, socials, whatever. Let me give you a follow too. Be careful of deflux. He will 100% derail your stream. I think we'll be okay. I think we'll do okay here. I'm very easily derailed. That's totally fine. Thank you for the reco though. Stony Eagle, welcome in. I just learned that the command prompt can have images in it. Wait, like the Windows command prompt? That's true. I did not know that. Blew my mind. You just blew my mind. I did not know that either. I don't work on the PC much anymore. I'm kind of all Mac over here. I have a PC. It's at my feet. It doesn't do much. It's there when someone redeems Play Rocket League. That's pretty much it. It's not fault of this cool, refreshing beverage I'm drinking. Meanwhile, in Romania, what kind of image is this? Coca-Cola garlic? What am I looking at? Is this real? This isn't real. This is not real. You may call me Stony, sir. You may call me, call me whatever. Garlic Coke, yeah, that does not sound good. Thank you for the follow. Oh no, I just set the precursor to derailment. Yeah, maybe. Stony, thank you for the follow. Welcome in, everybody. Is there a tutorial video? I couldn't build anything. Bado. There's a few intro quests that you have to do to get building materials. I can just show you. There's no tutorials. Anytime I drink one of those, this is what my coffee does. Oh God, I'm scared. I'm scared. It's so sad. So Bado, to get building, there's no build mode, so you need to get the items first. And what you do, you get the starting quest out of the mailbox. Then, so we're getting a little tutorial for everyone on the first few minutes of gameplay. Hop in your bike, head over to town. And then one of those letters was a quest that said go talk to the head of the town council, which is Eugene. He's either outside this building or inside the building. Scary letter. You give him the scary letter. He's like, blah, blah, blah. You got to do stuff. You can't just sit there on your ass. You got to do stuff. He gives you a sleeping bag. Then he tells you to meet everybody. You got to go to this guy, Carlos, who runs the hardware store. Hey, I'm Carlos. Blah, 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 blah. You don't know how to build. Let me give you stuff. Oh my God, just take stuff. Take. And then you say, I can do this. Now you got stuff. It's not in your inventory because he mailed it to you. So it's a little tutorial about stuff gets mailed to you. And then you go back to your inn. Now you can build. You go back to your inn. There's more mail. Carlos sends you a bunch of stuff. He also gave you tools. He gave you a sledgehammer. Or no, the sledgehammer was just sitting here. But he gave you an axe to chop down trees. to remove bushes. He gave you a pickaxe to get rid of rocks. And then you have a sledgehammer to get rid of this old building, because this old building's garbage. Get rid of the old building. Now there's tons of space. And then you can build flooring. So you go to the wood floor, you right click or whatever, or you hit F. And then you click, you drag, and you click again, hit yes. Then you can add some walls. You click, drag, click again, click, drag, click, drag, click, drag. Now we got a little house. And then doors. Bam, right in the middle. Now we got a door. Look, we made a house. Perfect, done. There's a tutorial. Clip it. Carlos is a yapper. Yeah, he definitely is. I have a machete. Well, you figured out how to get the machete. That's good. But yeah, that's how you build. I missed the Carlos part. Yeah. So this meet the neighbors quest, very important. You can't really do anything until you meet Carlos, and then you can't build until you meet all the neighbors. You can't have guests until you meet all the neighbors. I'm still trying to work on like the intro quests. They're not as straightforward. I see people skipping this all the time. Like, I'll meet the neighbors some other time, and I'm like, no, you have to. You won't get guests unless you meet everybody. So I need to make it clear that you have to meet all the guests or you have to meet all the townspeople to get people showing up to your inn, or I have to make those two separate things. I have to separate them. I think what I'm going to do is tell the player, hey, you 100% have to do this, because I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not. I'm still thinking about it. Valenier, how's it going? The way he's wielding that hammer makes me feel like the player is much stronger than we think. Bro, jogging with a sledgehammer in one hand. You don't jog with a sledgehammer in one hand like that? Bro, do you even sledge? Bro. I would make them separate, but I'm not sure why you have them connected currently. I guess the reason why I have them connected is because I don't want too many quests to pile up on you. So right now, one of the problems with the game is that the quests pile up, and you'll have like 6 or 7 quests piled up in the corner. They overflow this thing. They're in your journal. There's just so many so quickly. And I like finding different ways to, put them one in front of the other. So I have a nice little linear story going on. And that one seemed like an easy one to do. Like once you meet everybody, because in the conversation, I think Eugene says, go meet everybody and come back, and we can continue our conversation. But I have to make it more clear or separate it a little more. It's almost 4 a.m. for me. Need to sleep. Have a good rest of your stream. Exiled, thank you so much for the raid. Get some good sleep. Everyone, make sure give Exiled a follow. And yeah, have a good night. Do you even sledge? More often than you would think. This, I believe, more than my kids' names. Everyone, shout out to Fallon here. Maybe tie some quest prerequisites to meeting certain people. So as you meet more people, more quests can unlock. Yeah, I could do that. So maybe maybe guests showing up isn't totally tied to that. But I do want to. I need to space them out somehow. Yeah, I have about 10 intro quests, and there's a way to have like 9 of them all simultaneously, and that's not good. Not sure how your game works, but maybe you can put little markers on quests that define the quest type, One would be essential, which are quests essential for progression. The other type would be side quests, which are trivial. That's the thing. Right now, I don't have too many trivial. Like, what are some trivial quests I have? I mean, I'm gonna have them eventually. They can't all be important. But each quest is a story. Like almost every single one, but they can just be done in like a random order. They don't all have to be done at the same time. But then sometimes you'll get to the bottom of the tree and like those 2 quests have to be complete for this third one to be active. But I don't care which order you do the other 2. Stuff like that. I am trying to make most quests part of the story, which maybe that's my problem. Maybe really that's my problem, is that I'm so precious with every single quest that has to be part of the greater game. Shout out to you. No, shout out to you. Back to you. Jesus. Seriously. Go follow Foul. This is why I didn't put quests in my game. Who even needs those? I mean, I'm sure there's an interesting way you can implement them in your game. So for those of you that don't know Foul, Foul's working on a Twitch RPG. And it's a chat, Twitch chat RPG. It's very cool. It's very fun. I haven't seen like Keen play it in a while because I just don't overlap with Keen's stream time anymore. So I haven't played Foul Fantasy in a little bit. Stop shouting me out. I'm already here. The kindness war, the humble contest. That's what we do here. Keen stopped playing it because of the delay in content. He maxed out all his characters. Kind of requires an active chat and people that want to play it. Yeah. I mean, I want to play it. No, shout out Kilka. Damn it. All right, so that was a little building tutorial. I need to figure out how to spawn guests. I think it's time to go to the drawing board. To the drawing board. Okay, we want to spawn. Oh my god. Spawn guests. We want to spawn guests. Okay, we have what kind of guests? We have story guests, proc gen guests, and we have. I have 2 kinds of story guests. I have narratively important guests, and then I have guests with backstories. So let's change the verbiage a little bit. There's narrative guests, which are guests that have a very specific very specific purpose, and sometimes they only spawn once, and that's that. And then I have backstory or personalized guests. These are guests that have backstories. They can return multiple times. They have a story to them. Maybe they shouldn't return multiple times. Maybe they show up once and they don't leave. I don't know. Let me jot all these ideas down. So personalized guests. How do they function? Moonis. Cactus bed. No, you did this already. What is your second guess so we can get to your third and final guess or suggestion? Munez, how are you? Mr. D-Boy, how's it going? Game dev's going good today. It's going all right. Small progress. Very small incremental progress. Cactus bike handle. Nope. Third suggestion. Come on. Is this the real one? So how can they spawn? Maybe they stay forever until relationship slash story quest is completed. Stay for a normal amount of time. Only show up one at a time so you're not overwhelmed. Cactus-shaped fence and strike 3. Cactus-shaped fence. Nah, I don't even know what that means. Kratesh, no need to apologize. I'm sorry your internet is not working properly. I will try to have a good rest of my stream. Cacti standing next to each other. So you just mean like a cactus? I'm just going to make a cactus for you. Random question. Feel free not to answer, but did you go to college? If so, what did you do? I asked because I want to do game dev as well, and I'm about to go into community college for a start in computer science. So it's not that random, and of course I'll answer. I went to college, and get this. I started at community college. I started at community college doing liberal arts. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know. Is that English? Yes. Apparently I didn't learn much there. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do after I graduated college. So I just went for liberal arts at a liberal arts community college on Long Island in New York. And there was a 3D modeling class. There was a 3D art class. And I was like, ooh, 3D art, that's cool. I like video game. So I want to do 3D art. Let me try it. I wasn't really an artist. But after the first year, I finally got enough prerequisites done. After 1 year, I took a couple of Photoshop classes to get my prereqs out of the way. Took some drawing classes. And then I was finally able to take the 3D class, a Maya class. And I fell in love. And then I transferred to a city school. Then I went to school in Manhattan. I went to FIT, Fashion Institute of Technology. And they had a 3D course. They had a whole 3D BFA, Bachelor of Fine Arts. And that was awesome. Living in New York City, learning 3D. Oh my God. That was the life. Lived in Chelsea. I don't know if anybody knows New York, but it was funny. You know, it is a very rare kind of experience. You can't just ask a game dev if you went to college. No. You can't just ask. One does not simply ask a game dev if they went. Also, I'm not a game dev. This is a big asterisk on this whole conversation. Everybody, I'm not a real game dev. I am a hobbyist. Everything that I've done thus far is in my spare time, and I don't make any money from game dev, which I know a lot of you out there are gonna be like, you're still a game dev, it's fine. I get it. But when I can do this full time and support myself and eat, then I'll call myself a game dev. Heck yeah, liberal arts, let's go. Yeah. I think that was the best move I could have ever made my entire life. A lot of people I know went to very expensive schools right out of college, but thank God I was too stupid to do that. Thank God. I procrastinated and I didn't even know what college was until I graduated. I'm like, wait, I gotta go to this? I gotta go to a thing after high school? I just finished high school. That was hard. I just went to community college. How similar is the TV show Community compared to your community college experience? 100% the same. 100%. Mr. Zombie, good morning to you. Booyah, grandmother. We're not there yet. We're not grandmothers yet. One day I'll change my name to that, though. when I'm 50. Oh god, that's not that far off. That's not that far off. Anyway. So I added a new feature this morning and also added 2 bugs for free. You let the red water come out? What? Mr. Zombie, you rusty spoon. What is happening? Devious Oatmeal. Alpine Lake is not free. But there's a free demo. You can try the free demo. Also, welcome in Oatmeal. Looks at the name indie game developers next to your follower count. That's true. That's true. Listen, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear all this. You're an indie game dev. If I don't want to consider myself one yet, I don't have to. F in chat for the mosquito I just obliterated. They do not hold up today, just warning you, which, what are you talking about? Are you guys quoting something and I'm not familiar with it? We're still valid. We're still game devs. No. Pays his mortgage with validity. I mean, I can't do it. I can't in good consciousness call myself that yet. It's just like a goal, you know? Kibber Cracker, welcome in. How are you? Where am I? I just woke up. I guess I got raided a few times. Yeah, good morning. Welcome in. You're in this stream. I have morning music on for you. Bro, you're so far away from 50. Get out of here. Not that far. Not that far. I did a 7. Zombie 7 stream streak. Ahoy, ahoy. I've made enough crappy short games to consider myself an indie dev. I think you're an indie game dev. I don't think you have to make money to be an indie game dev. If you make games, you're an indie game dev. I haven't made a game. I haven't made a game and released a game in 12 years. So maybe I was an indie game dev and now I'm trying to be one again. How about that? Can you at least let me have that? Can that be like part of it? We're talking about salad fingers. I know what salad fingers is. I was alive in the early 2000s and not an adult, but I existed. Yeah, don't blow a lot of money on game dev or even CS degree. It's nowhere near as worth it as it once was. I think that if you can afford college, I think it's worth going to for a few reasons. Definitely the social aspect of college I found really important to me. I really liked going to a place of like-minded individuals that were all there for a purpose of bettering themselves through education, and education providing a space where kids get to explore their creativity and better their skills. College does that for you. If you have good teachers, it's just amazing. You have to be very self-motivated to get the most out of it, I think. But that's the same if you're home and you decided not to go to college. You have to be very self-motivated. I liked the experience I had at college. I thought that it was beneficial to my career. I didn't get a job from college. Like, they didn't recommend me to a company and then like there was my career. But, you know, they provided a space in a wonderful city where I can practice a craft for a couple of years to build up my skills to get a job. That's what college did for me. And I got to meet friends along the way that I'm still friends with now. That saying, the friends you meet in college are the friends you keep for the rest of your life. There's a lot of truth to that statement. A lot of truth. For me personally. You don't call yourself a game dev until you're ready to be one. Yeah, I'm not ready yet. See, I'm not ready yet. I've been demolished. There's something to be said about the structure that game dev related courses can give, but they aren't necessary. I think like so game dev is a very collaborative industry. There's so many skills involved to game dev that it's very, very rare and difficult for one person to do it all well. So you're going to need to work well with other people. I don't do everything well, but I've accepted that, and I have help. Like I can't make music. I have a friend making music. I don't do 2D art. I hire people to do 2D art for me. Like I can't do it all, but I can do enough by myself to make something. Uh, I think learning how to work in a group that college gives you, I think that's important. I think it's important too. But there's other ways to get experience working in groups. Join a Discord, spin up a game jam group, work in a group. Done. You can do that too. Mr. Mard, how's it going? Do you feel you need to earn the game dev title? Yeah, I want to make $1 for my game. I want to make $1, and then I'm a game dev. Sure. I don't know how I'll receive the title. I don't know how I'll allow myself to receive the title. Maybe when I release this game, I'll get the title back. I had it for a bit when I released my last game, and then I didn't do anything with it, so I lost it. My title was revoked, but now I got to get it back. Socially, college is great, especially the liberal kind. Yeah. You can also get some networking with college. Potentially, you can come out with a team. Yeah, for sure. I wish we met in college. That would have been wonderful. You got to get papers with signatures from indie game dev subreddit to be a real game. To be a real game dev. Here, okay. You can call yourself a real indie game developer when you've posted on a Reddit promoting your game, and then you get banned. Only then are you a real indie game developer. Any other time, if you get like a bunch of likes and people like your post and you don't get banned, yeah, it's just winning a popularity contest. That's cheating. That's not being a real indie game developer. You must get banned. Then you get the title. And that unlocks another subreddit. It's a subreddit filled with only indie devs that were banned from other subreddits. Kibber, were you banned from r/game dev? Like Fight Club for indie devs? Yes. We don't talk about banned indie game dev subreddit. Removed by Reddit. Exactly. Remove. It's that email. That email. Your post has been deleted by a moderator. If you can show me your post has been deleted by a moderator right now, you're an indie game dev. Let me look up mine. Your post was deleted by a moderator. I don't know what my Reddit is attached to. Nope, it's not that one. I have too many daily emails from Reddit. I can't even search through it. Prosto, how's it going? We should start a Reddit titled "You are a game dev, and all it does is ban anyone that posts their game on it." Yeah, it's like handing out the title for free. My post was deleted like 5 times. Wow. Yeah, I kind of gave up on Reddit. There's one subreddit that I'll post on once every 6 months maybe. And they allow game devs to show off their stuff. You just have to keep it light and infrequent. And they're cool with it. So that's the only one I post on. I posted on like a Gilmore Girls subreddit because one of my references for this game is Gilmore Girls. You know, it's like this quaint town where they run an inn, and it's a good show and it's got a lot of interesting references in it. But I posted on a Gilmore Girls subreddit because I made a character inspired by Rory, and that got deleted by a moderator. Banned from the guild. I didn't get banned. I just got a deleted post. And then when on Twin Peaks Day, before David Lynch passed away, on the Twin Peaks subreddit, I posted the diner that I made that was inspired by the diner in the show, and people. I didn't get banned, but people did like it. It wasn't like a massive like hit, but I think I got like 30 or 40 upvotes from that. All right. So, personalized guests. Do they stay forever? Do they stay for a normal amount of time? They only show up one at a time so you're not overwhelmed. What else? What are the other things I need to consider? The order in which they show up. Should their order matter? I'm thinking yes. Okay. So how does this coincide with ProcGen guests? Well, let's build a model here where I have rooms, right? I have 4 rooms. Let's say I have 5 rooms. I have 5 guest rooms. How should I calculate who spawns? Well, like every day, how do I calculate who spawns? It seems obvious that the total amount of people that can spawn is how many vacant rooms I have plus some kind of padding to allow extra guests to show up to make you feel pressured to build more rooms. I was in the US once, went to a Warner Brothers set tour. It had the Gilmore Girls town with the gazebo and stuff. It was pretty cool to see. Bart, I went to that also. It was in like 2022. They had it decked out in the Gilmore Girls set. Plus, it was like fake Christmas time. Were we there at the same time? Were we on the same tour? Gazebo, yeah. I have a gazebo in the game. It doesn't look like the Gilmore Girls one, but I think it was 2023 for me. That's amazing. Wait, was it 2022 or 2023? I don't think I have the mug anymore. I had a mug. I want to go look now. But yeah, we might have been on a similar thing. I mean, definitely we were on the same lot, but I don't know if it was like the same event. So right now, what do I do? What do I currently do? I say the total rooms plus a random number between 0 and 3. This is this is the total number of guests then that can spawn in a day. And then I say total guests minus no. And then whatever this is, right? Equals above number minus currently registered guests equals available slots for spawning guests. So if I have 5 rooms, so 5 plus 0 to 3, right? Let's say there's a character in here, right? Let's say Mary's in here. Let's say Hollis is in here. So the above number minus 2. This is how many guests can spawn. This is currently what I have. Equals some number between 3 and 6. Some number between 3 and 6. This is how many guests can spawn in one day. That's not a good number. If I only have 3 available rooms, actually, it's actually 0. It's some number between 0 and 3 to 6. That's what it is. Because this is random. This is random. I got stuck between desk and radio when I hold space to groove. How can I pick up the desk or radio? You can hold down F. If you hold down F, you pick it up. Let me confirm that. Or if you hold down click or right click. The mailbox, you can pick up the mailbox. Lorena Pod, welcome in. How's it going? So if you see this little icon, it means you can pick it up. If you hold down right click, it picks it up. Or if you hold down F, either of those will work. But yeah, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. So maybe this is still okay. Maybe this is still okay. How should I do this? Is that too many guests showing up every single day? Not really. If you're playing a game and I'm trying to make things too realistic. Like, apparently a good number for occupancy in a real life hotel is 50%. Like, that's a realistic number for your total occupancy on average. Like, on the weekend you'll be fully booked, but throughout the week you'll have really low occupancy. During high time you'll have really high occupancy all the time, even throughout the week, but then low times you'll have really bad occupancy even on weekends. So I think on average a good hotel has 50% or more occupancy. But this is a video game. We're looking to min-max our in here. I think players are going to want 100% occupancy at any given time. Which makes me think that I do always need to be throwing guests at you so that you can be at 100%. Or like between 75 and 100. I don't know. You're never going to want empty rooms. But you're always going to need empty rooms. That's the thing. Because if new guests are coming, you always need empty rooms. It's a good way to drive the player to like want to build more, but you know, building is kind of slow. You don't get extra rooms often. You kind of have to work for them. You can't just build a room. You have to actually unlock new rooms. So is this an okay system? Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Guests are always flowing. You can always have 100% occupancy. But maybe this between 0 and 3 extra is not good. Maybe you should never have 3 guests show up that you can't. Maybe it should always only be 1. Maybe that's the thing. Make it so you get 100% only on some events so players can prepare something, like a huge festival in town. I don't know. I feel like players are going to want to experience like a bustling inn all the time. I don't know. I'm struggling with that idea of just like what is a good. I should just play test it, but the game is so slow that it's really hard to play test this thoroughly. I'm just gonna have to get it right on the first try of my guess. No, that's not realistic either. I think ramping up to full occupancy makes sense, but having full occupancy thrown every day is too much. Okay. Okay. How about this? I agree with that. I think that's right. I think that I should always throw enough guests at you to have all of your inn filled except for one room. And this one room, and it just allows the player to save this room for someone. I think that's a safe thing to do for the player. So maybe it's not total rooms plus a random number. Maybe it's a random number between 0 and the total rooms. Or maybe it's just a random number between 0 and the total available rooms. So it should just be a random number between 0 and 3. Maybe everyone shows up, maybe not. Like there's this chance that everyone shows up, maybe not. Or maybe I break it down even more complicated where if you have a really low occupancy, right? This is 20% occupancy. Maybe the chance of a guest showing up is weighted. So the chance of a third guest showing up is super high. Maybe that's like 90% of the 90% chance this guest is going to show up. To get 80% occupancy, maybe there's only like a 40% chance this guest shows up. And maybe there's only like a 10% chance that this guest shows up. Those numbers, the problem with that kind of RNG is that the days happen so slowly that it feels like the game is against you if like 3 days in a row the numbers are not in your favor. 3 in-game days, it's like 30 minutes. So that's one reason why I don't like that kind of RNG. It's too slow. You don't get to re-roll enough. Could use it as a difficulty meter, like more rooms that player choose to fill, the harder it is. You can use weighted RNG. I mean, yeah, so that's kind of what I'm describing is like the weightedness is to fill up to 50% is super high, super high. It's just getting that maybe just getting that last little bit is just a little harder. And maybe it's relative to how many rooms are left. Like maybe this. How about this? So I have a scale of 100%, or let's say a scale of like 90% to 20%, right? And maybe however many rooms are left over, they get added to the scale. So there's a 90% chance here. And then this is just straight up in the middle. You know, whatever halfway between 90 and 20 is, what is that? That's a difference of 70. It's 35. That's 55. So 55. 55% chance that this happens. Let's say there's 2 rooms left. If you only have 2 rooms available, maybe it's kind of the same. But now there's no in between. It's just between 90 and 20. Maybe if there's 4 rooms, it's between 90 and 20. But here, how do you break this into thirds? I don't know. 70, 40, whatever. Whatever the actual math is. I don't feel like doing it. But maybe that's how I do it. So it's always super high chance to fill the bottom rooms. And then it's just a little harder to get 100% occupancy. And maybe there's a skill that ups these numbers. Maybe there's a skill that ups these numbers. Like, yeah. So maybe this is super low to begin with, you know? And let's say this is 100 and this is 10. So what's halfway between 100 and 10? It's 55. I can't do the math in my head where to break it up into thirds, but I guess it would be 30, 60. Maybe 60, 30? No, it wouldn't be that either. But whatever. And maybe there's a skill to level up that bumps this to like 30%, 50%. Path of Exile, passive trees. I have skills, but there's skills in the game. There definitely are. And there is a skill tree. So I could just make it one of the skills. But it's more of it's like an advertising skill. I already have a skill that's advertising. And maybe when you pump points into advertising, it makes this number go up more. Do guests stay a variable number of days? Yes, they stay between 1 and 3 days. Well, at least right now they do. And we're in ads. All right, we're in ads. I'm going to take a little break. And I'll be back. I need some more water. I'm out of water. Hang tight. Okay, I'm back. Welcome back from ads. Had to clean up some dog mess. That is the normal ad break activity nowadays. Let's also switch the music. Let's switch the music. We're gonna switch to some Final Fantasy. All right. So anyway, where were we? Also, is there ever a reason a player would want more people showing up than they can fit? Like, can you kick some guests out for a better guest or some benefit for turning someone away? The only reason why a player would want to kick out a guest is if there's a narrative or story quest guest that you don't have room for. That's the only reason. The narrative or story driven guest will come back the next day. They'll just keep coming back until they can get in. So it's not like imperative that you kick someone out. But that's the only reason why you'd want to kick someone out. Right now, I don't have a way to kick someone out, which is interesting because I don't know. I guess you might want that. You might need that. Like, you can take away a character's bed, and then at the end of the day, they'll leave, but you can't kick them out instantly and check someone else into that room. Puppies are cute, but a mess. Yeah, this one is the cutest, messiest. It is almost a direct correlation between how cute he is and how messy he is. He's just constantly missing. He was very good. Like, he walked over to the pad and he went to pee on the pad, but he was just missing. He was peeing on the edge of the pad. So I had to like pick him up and move him onto the pad. It's hard when he wakes up from a nap and he's so groggy looking. I know he's gonna do something wrong. All of my cats miss too. I get it. And cats, I feel like cats, you just have to hope they get it because I don't know how you train a cat. I know Finn claims cats are trainable. I don't buy it. Do you have plans for unruly guests? Not really unruly. I have plans for like grouchy guests, like annoying guests. Not but not in a way that changes the gameplay, just maybe some dialogue, some immersion. They all stand in the box. They just don't understand that their butt isn't in it. That's the worst. When the dog has all 4 feet on the mat and then poops off the mat, he looks at me like, I did such a good job, right? Look what I did. And I'm like, it's on the floor. It's on the damn floor. Kitty, no. Yeah, what are you supposed to do? I've seen people get enclosed litter boxes. One of my friends has an enclosed litter box, so that's not even an issue. That seems annoying to clean, though. I guess it would have to have a cover that you take off. Like Animal Crossing personality types. Yeah, kinda. My characters aren't as persistent as Animal Crossing characters. Animal Crossing characters stick around for like your entire gameplay, so they have a lot of depth to them in a way, but they also are very shallow in that they say things just to keep the conversation going, but they do have personalities. I would say that what I'm going for is less exposure to the player, so everything they say has to be kind of important and something that is very like blunt and hit you over the head kind of information. I don't have a lot of time for finesse and just like banter. I don't have to fill the gaps like Animal Crossing does, so It's actually less opportunity to show personality, because I feel like you show personality when you get beyond what the characters need and want, and you do have those little interactions. But I don't know. I'm also like not a good writer, so I try to avoid it as much as possible. It's really stupid of me to make a game that involves so much writing when I'm not a good writer. Bro, my linoleum says you didn't make the pad. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like I need to figure out some kind of better solution for the pads. I'm just putting pads on the floor. They have these like plastic enclosures that you can put the pads in, but he did not like those. I got them originally. He was like, nah, I don't know what the hell this is, but I'm not going in it. He used it as a bed. I was like, all right, well, you can't be sleeping in it. I'll figure it out. How are we doing on time? It's been 2 hours. I didn't get much done today, but I got something done, and I'm starting this conversation is pretty significant. This is a conversation that needed to be had. Like, I need to figure this out. And like, what do you think that this is a bad, like, I like this like gradating scale of randomness, but I might only like it because it's like overcomplicated and I think it's clever, and that's why I like it. Like, it's possible that there's actually, this is not unnecessary. Maybe there's just a simpler, better way. I think the simple is, okay. The reason why I don't think this is a good idea is because it's confusing to the player. And I think the player understanding how the mechanics work is really important. And I feel like you need to communicate stuff like this to the player. If I just make this a 40% chance and then fill in the blanks, and then like I just tell the player better chance of spawning guests. If a guest doesn't spawn, but you have a better chance of spawning guests, it's like, you don't feel good at the game. It doesn't feel impactful. Maybe there was like a button. Maybe I give the player a button to spawn guests, like to run an ad. Like, and you can run an ad once every day. And running that ad guarantees a guest to show up the next day, plus whatever was going to show up randomly. I don't know. I'm going to need you to poop on this, but only this. Yes. But also outside. And then one day you'll notice the pads are gone, and then not inside anymore. It's so confusing to be a puppy. So confused. It's hard. It's hard to be a brand new puppy. You're really dumb. End of story. That's why it's so hard. Make something simple and play tested first. I think the simple one, this is the simple solution. Just spawn a random number between however many empty rooms you have and 0. That's the simple solution. The marketing campaigns sound interesting. Yeah, I think that's a good mechanic. Because one day in your inn, you'll have like 15 rooms. And when you have 15 rooms, it's going to get a little more, like, instead of a random number between 1 and 3 with high chance here and a small chance here, you'll have a high chance of the 4 rooms filling up, but you'll have a pretty low chance to fill up the rest. So maybe it'll actually matter more. And like, the difference between having this at 10% and having this at 40% means, like, instead of this having a high chance, now this is the high chance. And then you only have like 2 or 3 empty rooms most of the time. That actually makes me like this more now. This actually makes me like this more. Yo, Mad Chirpy, good morning. What if you have scheduled guests and walk-in guests be 2 separate things? Yes. Yes. Just Covino. Oh, dang. I did it. I caught a stream. What time is it for you? Welcome in. Also, iHeart, good morning. Late to the convo, but if you communicate how much the probability of guests coming changes with upgrades, I think that's enough. Yeah, I think that communicating a number is cool. And maybe I only need to communicate this last number and the rest is like whatever. And I can just say, like, if you upgrade it once, it's like, oh, plus 10% chance of guest spawning, plus 20%. You can level it up that way. And then I'm really just changing this and then these fill in. I'm liking this. I'm liking this. Almost 5 a.m. Damn. Yeah, you're up early. Good morning to you. Welcome in. Exactly my thoughts. The player won't be so hurt if they still have empty rooms. Yeah, because it's a chance. It's a chance. All right, you know what? Full 360. I'm doing this. I'm doing this because I like it. I think it's kind of interesting. It's a little dynamic. In the way that like it just varies the game in a more slightly more organic way than just a straight up random number. It's possible that a straight up random number would create the same results, but actually, is that true? Is anybody a probability expert? Actually, I'm not sure. That's actually a fire idea. Val, which idea? All right. I think I'm gonna go with this. So there's like 100% chance that someone shows up. One guest spawning is always 100% if you have empty rooms. And it just gets lower and 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 lower for every room until that's all the rooms. So let me implement that. And I'm going to implement it with the procedural guests. I'm actually going to phase out narrative guest spawning, and it's going to be only procedural guests. And then I have to drip feed the non-procedural guests in an interesting way. Where do they call ahead? Do they write a letter saying they're showing up a few days later, just like the guest groups? So you can prepare a room for them? You need to be able to prepare a room. And then yeah, this is now proc gen bullshit. Dog, what are you doing? It's like going to town on his bed, just ripping it apart. He's getting cranky. Is it time to stop stream? That is the tradition here. When dog gets rowdy, stream ends. And he's getting very rowdy right now. I think it's time. I think it's time to say goodbye because this thing is getting rowdy. Procedurals are walk-ins and scripted book ahead. Yeah, that makes sense. I just need to figure out how to get the scripted guests to book ahead. And I don't want it to be too samesies where it's only like letters. I don't want every guest to have to write a letter and say, I'm showing up in a few days. I need to figure out a better way. It's Moo's stream now, yeah. He's resting his head on the desk. He's actually being nice. Oh, wait, what? My lap just got so warm, I thought he was peeing on me. Why is this happening? I think his stomach is just like really hot. And it's like warming up my leg. He's not done that. My first dog definitely peed on my wife once. But he has not peed on us, which is lucky. I don't think he will now. Thank you for the hydrate. All right, we're going to find someone to raid. It's time to go. Where are we gonna go today? Oh, get out of here. Get out of here. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, no, no. Where are we raiding? Help me find a raid target. Covino, have a good morning. Everyone, shout out to Just Covino. If you're in the US, that time zone. Covino's in that time zone. Oh jeez, he's freaking out. He's freaking out. He's trying to get away. All right, you're out. You're down. Super cute dog. Yeah, he's pretty cute. Where are we going today? We can go to this person. We can go to this person. Oh, I see what's happening. I see what's happening. Everyone's having a repo day. I think, is today that day? Oh, that's why you're up. You're up to play repo with everybody. That's funny. There we go. There it is. We figured it out. I'm a detective of stream titles. Who else is playing? Who else is playing with you? I see Biggs. I see Kimezu. I'm assuming Jedum. It's not in his title though. Let's go to Biggs. Let's take it to Biggs. All right, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with me. Very active day, I feel like. I don't know. If anyone is around from the beginning, I'm sure you realize how much this wakes me up. But Lorena Pod, Zornak, Stony, Exiled, Degenerate, Miko, Listillo, Scorpion, Mr. Seal, Secret Boy, and Z. Thank you for the follows. A lot of follows today. Finn, thank you for modding. And Tino and Exiled, thanks so much for those raids. Make me feel so special. So pretty. Let's go raid Biggs. Me Mags, Biggs, Mr. Zombie, and Wardstone. Nice, that's a good group. Kimezu asked me, but I don't know. I can't play video games. Also, tonight I'm going out, so I am about to head out to go to an indie game dev event / board game party. But yeah, thanks for hanging, everybody. Let's go say hi to Biggs. If you haven't wishlisted Alpine Lake, you can do so here. I'd really appreciate it. Also, if you can hear the scraping in the background, I'm very sorry. The dog's going nuts. Ab, never apologize. Streams are optional. But Ab, thanks for hanging. Bart, Covino, Killiga, Virtue, Zornak, Keeber, iHeart, Chirpy, Val, Oatmeal, Batto, everybody. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm here 5 days a week, same time on weekdays, and yeah, I hope you all have a good rest of your day. A good start of your day. Keeber, thank you for that follow. All right, let's go say hi to Beaks. Peace out, y'all.